Sup everyone, welcome to the Power Play with CJ. To focus in on, talked about Evander Kane last week and him putting himself in yet another not ideal situation. And, going a step further, Ryan O'Reilly also facing a less than ideal situation, stemming from when he got shit-faced and crashed his truck in with Tim Hortons last year, which is probably the most Canadian crime ever committed, not to make light of, the severity of it. Having said that, they could potentially both be suspended for the start of the season. Gary Bettman's not like Roger Goodell, and that's a good thing, by the way. Anyone that's like Roger Goodell, should go off themselves. Roger Goodell is lower than pond scum and the whole human race thing, but really not a precedent for coming down hard on someone for something like this. So we'll see what happens if Evander Kane's charges continue to pile up. If there's something else, I can see that being an issue because it just seems like all the time there's some shit going on with him, and eventually kind of reach a breaking point where it's like, all right, 5-game suspension. So we'll see what happens in that regard. Going a step further with O'Reilly, I think would it be ideal to suspend him for a couple games to send a message that the league's serious about not getting shit-faced and operating a vehicle. It's one of those things. It's not a great look for the Sabres. They should be building excitement for this upcoming season. Instead, they're talking about the off-the-ice transgressions of two of their, bigger names that they acquired last year as part of the attempt to expedite the rebuild. So we'll see what happens. Again, Kane's the one I'm really concerned about because it just seems like he hasn't grown up, and I think he could be on his way out of Buffalo before the end of the season. We'll see what happens, and I think enough. How many second chances and clean slates do you get? And again, O'Reilly, do I think this was an isolated incident? I mean, by and large, he's been a pretty great citizen off the ice. So, having a few contract disputes doesn't make you a bad person, just like FYI. So, again, I think this is more... It's weird. O'Reilly's facing, I think, more severe punishment. But I think Kane from the league could see more because it just seems like every offseason the kid's doing something stupid. And, I always wonder with him. He went 4th in the draft. Braden Shen went 5th to LA. If the Kings had drafted, if he had fallen that one spot, being in a locker room with guys like Dustin Brown, Mike and Andre Kopitar, Drew Doughty to a certain degree, having those high-end character guys around him to be like, look, actually Doughty got himself in some tight spots too, so Dustin Brown, Andre Kopitar anyway. If you've been with guys like that as opposed to what he was come up with in Atlanta where there was no leadership. His rookie year, Kovalchuk had one foot out the door and the other on a banana peel. And, I can't think of any guys on that team that were like, I guess Andrew Ladd to a certain degree, Blake Wheeler later. I mean, but still, I would have liked to have seen Kane in a locker room with a veteran core around and be like, no, that's not how you do things, this is how you do things. Which is why I was at 2013, I was begging the Bruins to trade for him, but yeah, whatever. I hope he figures his shit out. I hope both these players use their transgressions as learning experiences, but we'll see what happens, and it's possible they could be suspended for the start of the season, which, given Buffalo's pursuit to go from rebuild to fringe playoff team, not a good look. Not the best way to start the season. But anyway, that's all I got this episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for more episodes for the off season and beyond. Later, guys.